Hello, welcome to Locked In. And if you're new, my name is Megan Holden,
I'm Sam Rodriguez.
and we're just two college kids who thought this would be a good time to get into our profession for some reason. The NFL draft's coming up in a couple of weeks. Who is your top 5 prospects in the NFL draft?
Well, at number one, I have Chase Young.
Mhm.
I feel like you kind of have to have him at number one.
Yes.
Probably the most explosive defensive player coming out of this draft, and probably one of the most explosive in the past couple drafts. So I
Yeah,
have to rank him at number one.
he's also my first choice. I mean, when you watch tape on him, he just pops out the screen. He's long, he's athletic, he's fast, he's powerful. He really has the whole package. 16 and a half sacks. I mean, you add him to your defense, he's just going to change your defensive line. Like, he's automatically a game changer, I feel like, for your defense.
The Redskins have to take him number two.
Right?
If they take him number two, then
Well, we can get into that
don't
next.
know.
Get that to next week. What's going to happen there? All right, but who you have for number 2?
Number two, I have Joe Burrow from LSU. He just came off a Heisman year, won the national championship, and people don't know about this. He transferred to LSU after being a backup quarterback at his last school. Came over here and just started performing. Had over 50 touchdown passes this season, about 6, 7 interceptions, and he's just on a roll. And I think he deserves to be a number one pick this year, but overall, he's number two.
I would have to say Joe Burrow as well. I mean, come on, the man is like has the whole package. He's accurate. He can escape the pocket. He's just smooth. He's calm, cool, and collective. The way he throws the ball. He's pinpoint. He not has the strongest arm, but I feel like he has the most efficient. And he has the confidence too. And if you want to change a franchise like Cincinnati, you're gonna need that confidence.
Oh, they will.
Right?
They will need it.
Who do you have going number 3?
Number 3, I have Derek Brown out of Auburn, defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Man, 6'5", 330 pounds. He's an absolute monster.
All right, but how do you feel that his pass rushing skills is not that great? Like, he can't really get after the QB. I know he clogs up the middle, but do you really think he can change the defense with someone who can't really go after the QB?
He can develop that. There's a lot of QBs in the league right now that can't throw. So I think he goes against a team like
Sam. Call him out, Sam.
first off, you got Lamar Jackson. That man.
Oh, hell no. He can throw. Come on. He got MVP last season.
Yeah, for running.
Nah. He didn't. Running backs don't get credit. Okay, that man can. He's not the most accurate, but he can throw. You could have said like Mitch. What's his name? Trubisky. Mr. Trubisky.
I think he has a better throwing arm than Lamar Jackson.
Get out of here.
Lamar
No
Jackson
way.
cannot throw.
Dude, like, I mean, he hit. I mean, he can throw, okay? I don't watch the Pro Bowl. Don't take that video as evidence. But when you put him into a game, it's different. He makes plays, he makes decisions. I mean, is he the most accurate? No. But he can get the job done.
Derek Brown is my number 3. And
okay.
I think he will make an impact wherever he gets drafted.
You have him above. I have Isaiah Simmons because I feel like Isaiah Simmons is just so versatile. He can do everything. He can cover he can cover tight ends. He can cover running backs. He can get after the QB. He's explosive. He's fast. He can play in hybrid defense. You have Derek Brown over Isaiah Simmons, who I feel like could be more impactful.
I do have him over Isaiah Simmons. Because you got to think, Isaiah Simmons is also undersized. He's a great linebacker, but he is undersized. So that transition to the NFL might not make him as great as he was in college. I still think he's going to be great. That's why I'm at number 4. But I don't think he's going to be better than Derek Brown.
See, I don't know. Maybe this DTs. Like, I just feel like DTs just don't make – unless it's Aaron Donald, and I saw that on tape. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to be a game changer. There's not a lot of DTs that I would pick in the top 5 of a draft where I think they could just change my defensive line. And I saw tape on Derek Brown, and I would put him maybe in the top 10, but I'm not sure if I'm impressed enough or if he's a sure enough thing for me to put him in the top 5. So I go Isaiah Simmons, top 3. Who you got 4?
I have Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons, okay.
Yep.
I can understand the same reasons, or you have different reasons?
Basically same reasons.
Okay.
And that he's just really quick. He's a quick linebacker. Not many of them are like as quick as him. It's just a height thing. That's the only issue.
So I think for number 4, I'm gonna go Jeff Akadua.
Yep.
I would say my top 3. I know for sure they are gonna be stars in the NFL. Like I feel like they're gonna. That's a sure thing. These two, I feel like next two is gonna have they have the tools, but I'm not. They're gonna have to be. I feel like in a not the perfect situation, but a good situation where they can also develop them. But they have
Yep.
all the tools in place. That's what I feel about Akadua. He's good against the run. He's good instincts. He's good at press coverage. But he can do better, a little bit better with tackling. But I feel like he has all the tools to be a lockdown cornerback in the league, given a few years in the right scenario.
Yeah, he's a great cornerback. He'll get there. I don't have him in top 5 for me, honestly.
No, what throws you off by him? Who do you think is better?
I have Tua over him right now at number 5. All the hype's been built around him since Jalen got hurt that one game, and then everyone just countered him out. Tua won, and then this year happens, as you saw.
Yeah.
He's injury prone, but I think he can be a good fit being a lefty quarterback in the NFL with a certain team. He can be a good fit. That's why I have him at number 5 right now.
I mean, given this hype around him for a reason. I mean, he shows he has great potential. The only thing that scares me away from Tua is 2 things. One, his injuries.
Yep.
Even though he's been cleared medically, I mean, those are pretty lingering. I feel like lingering injuries, and I wouldn't. Unless I do like you said last week, when teams do their own medicals, I feel like they could have more assurance. And the fact that they can't do their own medicals right now, I think leaves some questions. And also, him playing at Alabama where they had 2-star wide receivers, a great offensive line. I don't really know how much that impacted his game. When I was watching film, right, a lot of his throws were either the wide receivers reaching out for the ball, or they had to stop because the ball was behind them. He had all day to throw. He's not going to have that in NFL. So I wonder how that's going to impact his game and how he's going to adjust to that. That's why, given those 2 questions, I'm not sure if he's a sure thing. And top 5, I want a sure thing. So I would move him outside, definitely in the top 10, because, I mean, he does have the talent. You see that. But as far as he can answer those questions of how much of it is him and how the injury is going to impact him, I can't say I would put him in my top 5. My top 5, I have CeeDee Lamb. Okay. Let me explain this. Like I said, it's game changers. So I feel like CeeDee Lamb, you add him to your offense, and given the ball in space, he can go crazy. His yards after the catch is amazing. He's fast. He's a good route runner. He has amazing hands. I feel like he has all the tools to be a number 1 wide receiver in the league.
He's a great wide receiver, but I'm just gonna skip over him real quick and go back to your Tua question.
Okay.
You said he had 2-star receivers. That's why he was so good. But Joe Burrow and LSU had ridiculous wide receivers.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna use that argument, I mean, it would work for most quarterbacks in college. Each college team has basically like 2-star receivers, if not 1.
But he has 2 guys in like the top 15. He has 2 guys in the top 15. Two of the top 3 wide receivers in this draft. He had an amazing online. Like, he had all day and the next to throw the ball. And like, given that, and like I said, when I watched Joe Burrow's tape, it hit the wide receiver's hand. Like, I feel like it was just a good quarterback and a good wide receiver making a connection. On some of the film I watched of Tua, it seemed like the wide receivers were helping him out a lot with reaching out, extending to get the ball, or stopping because the ball was thrown behind. So that's why I would say, how much help did he get from the supporting cast that was around him?
All right, well, I guess we'll see wherever he
We'll
gets
find
drafted.
out, right? All right, next on the list. We just did our own ranking, so I can't really get into this. But it seems like now there's no sports everybody wants to put on their list. ESPN put out a list, NFL Power Ranking ranks of the teams, top 10 teams in the league. We could share it right here in the video. For those who can't see it, it's Chiefs number 1, Ravens number 2, 49ers number 3, Saints 4, Packers 5, Seahawks 6, Titans 7, Vikings 8, Bills 9, 10, Buccaneers.
The Bulls are my favorite football team.
Right? they're the next team. I think they're going to go Super Bowl.
I agree with the Chiefs and Ravens at 1 and 2. The
Really?
49ers, I get they made the Super Bowl. I get it. I just
Hmm.
don't think that great of a team. Jimmy Garoppolo is an okay quarterback. He's not a star quarterback.
Yeah.
I saw in the Super Bowl, he didn't do much.
No,
He
I
has
think
a lot of help.
yeah, I think they got there because of their defense. And
Yeah,
I mean, if they had, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think is enough to get you to the Super Bowl. If their defense plays up, I think they just need to add another wide receiver, which they could do in the draft, and a little bit more offensive power. And I feel like they can certify that 3 spot. I don't agree with that 1 and 2 spot. I feel like the Ravens were a better team than the Kansas City last year because they're a better whole team. Look, Ravens, you're gonna say Lamar Jackson, I know. Listen, they put up points either way. You can talk about if Lamar Jackson can't throw or not. They still put up points. Defensively, they were one of the top teams in the league. Kansas City is not a complete team. Offensively, yes, they have star power: Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, and some running backs. But then the defenses has a lot left to be desired. I feel like besides that playoff game, Ravens, I feel like were the better team um, throughout the season. They were more consistent.
you gotta think though. The fact that their defense isn't all that, and they're still winning all these games,
Yeah.
that is ridiculous. Patrick Mahomes is an all-around quarterback.
But
He can
listen,
run, he can
yeah,
throw, and Lamar Jackson, he's a great runner, but he's just not there passing wise. He can't pass in the pocket. He
yeah.
always has to be on the move.
If they didn't choke versus the Titans, I feel like Baltimore could have beat Pat. I feel like they match up well with Kansas City because I feel like defensively they can slow down Patrick. They can slow down Patrick Mahomes, and offensively they can just put up just as much points. With Titans, it was kind of relied on Henry, where yes, they have a good defense to kind of slow down Mahomes, but they can't really put up. Ryan Tannehill's not going to beat out Mahomes in points.
Not even close.
No. So I feel like Baltimore's offensive star power can compete with Kansas City star power, and the defense kind of puts them over the hump. So I have Baltimore Ravens #1, and then Kansas City #2. But you like that? You like how they have it 1, 2, 3.
I don't like three.
You don't like 3? Who would you have number
I'd
3?
I'd have the Saints over them.
Okay.
I'd have the Seahawks over them.
Oh wow.
I don't even like the Packers at 5.
No, I don't.
They
I don't mind what you just said though. With the Seattle and Saints going over 49ers, I feel like that's a tight race, and I like what Amanda Sanders going to the New Orleans.
Yep.
Um,
Like the
49ers.
Packers.
Yeah.
Packers didn't do much last year.
No.
They get close every time and then they
Mhm.
blow it, or they
Yeah.
don't do anything and then they try turning around to the end of the season and there's nothing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, it's basically Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and then whoever they have. Like, really no star power on offense. The defense is middle of the pack. But back to the Saints, Seahawks, and 49ers, I feel like that's a tight race. The only reason why I might put 49ers slightly ahead is just because of their defense. Although, I feel like if Seattle gets a little bit more star power offensively and fix their offensive line, I feel like they're matching #3. Just because, and also if they maybe, I know they have to replace Clowney. I don't think they bring Clowney back, and I don't think they should, given the contract he wants and given that he wasn't the best fit for their system. But I think they could easily be #3. That's a tight race right there. I think.
Without Tom Brady, they wouldn't even be in top 15.
No, but I feel like they have the offensive pieces. It's just I feel like who's a QB? That's what it's mostly about. Now they have Brady, and they have the offensive powerhouse with Chris Goodwin, Mike Evans, and then they have the 2 tight ends, Bray and Howard. Let's see if they use him. And then I feel like they're probably gonna get running back in the draft. They're probably gonna get offensive line in the draft. People are trying to sign there now because Brady's there, so they're gonna have some nice defensive cheap options like they did with Sola.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should be up higher on the list. I would give them #6. Ravens, Chiefs, 49ers, Seahawks, Saints, and then Bucks. I would put them high as #6. Because look at the teams under them. You got Titans. I mean, like I said, Tannehill's not going to beat out Brady offensively. And if they evenly match defensively, I mean, I'll give the edge to Brady. Their offense is way more explosive than the Titans. Vikings, they always choke. They're not consistent. They just lost their best wide receiver. They just gave Kirk Cousins an extension. Defensively, they're trying to trade away Harris, which makes no sense. They didn't really add nobody. So the Bills, I don't trust the quarterback. We know that. I like the Diggs trade for them, so I can see why they're on the list. I wouldn't move them any higher, but Bucks are easily better than I feel like than the Bills. You can say they're better than the Vikings, and they're better than the Titans. And I think you can make the argument that they're better than the Packers.
I would not even make that argument.
With the Packers?
Tom Brady's done. All right.
No, look.
I don't want to hear. Listen, right? Tom Brady is not going to be that great on the Bucs. He has great weapons. He's not going to be any better than what he was last year.
No, but he was average last year with no help. So with help at average QB, and I feel like he still has the knowledge of that. He can still get it done in 2 minutes. We've seen quite a few games where they got back into it the last couple minutes of the game last season because of Tom Brady. Now, give him offensive weapons with that. I feel like that he could definitely still win some games for you. He's still got that touch.
But the Bills have the offense and the defense. The Bucs have the offense. They really don't have a defense. So I'd keep them at 10.
Josh Allen, man.
I trust Josh Allen. I trust him.
No,
Stephon Diggs.
So nothing. He had like a 40-something QBR average, but still, either way, he's not efficient. He's not he slows down their offense.
I trust him this season. He just got a great weapon. He already had a couple weapons. He's gonna show out this season. They already have the defense. They're gonna win their division. No way.
I told you my list. How are you ending your list?
I'm gonna have to end my list with Chiefs number 1 still, Ravens 2,
okay,
Saints 3,
okay,
Seahawks 4,
okay,
49ers 5,
okay,
Bills 6, Packers 7, Titans 8, Vikings 9, and the Bucs staying at number 10.
Yo, what Bills fan paid you this morning to do this? Which one's
They have it this year. I'm telling you, they have it this year.
I've been hearing this every year as a Patriots fan. This is the year they're gonna take it to the AFC. Look, I feel like this
been
might beat the Patriots, but I mean, they weren't nothing special last year. They fought competitive teams, but they weren't blowing any teams out last season.
But now they have Stephon Diggs.
Oh, Stephon Diggs ain't a game changer like that.
Yes,
He's not Julio Jones. He's not Michael Thomas. Would you give Antonio Brown a shot for you if you were a GM?
If you want to win now, yes. If he does have all the issues in the locker room and outside, but if you want to win now, like the Ravens, you need Antonio Brown. The Ravens don't have a star receiver. I feel like adding him, I'd add them to number 1 in the power ranking.
Listen, I just can't get past this. Look at the Pittsburgh. It didn't do enough for Pittsburgh. I mean, given how much he has, he just needs to focus on the stuff he has off the field. Get that fixed. Make sure he doesn't have CTE or anything. Make sure his mind's right, because it seems like he's off right now. He seems like there's something going on. Mentally, he's just not right. And the people were telling that. People inside his camp was telling that. Make sure. I don't want to sign somebody that doesn't seem right mentally. For 1, their health reasons, and 2, for the locker room reasons. So I would have to ask to make sure he has all that right before I would even consider having joining my team. Despite all the talent, I feel like he still has amazing talent, and he's still probably going to be a number 1 wide receiver in the league. But I would not take the risk of taking him on my team, given that he might even not play the whole season because of suspension.
Even if they give him a 4 to 6 game suspension, I feel like if the Ravens want to win, it's an easy way to win.
But do you think he would take any type of contract too? Because you got to think of the money aspect. I don't see him just taking a minimum contract.
I'd see him taking any type of contract right now. He's desperate to get into the league. I mean, look at his rap career. Desperate. He blew his chances, so he really has no say.
Okay.
So he has to take what he wants.
What teams are you liking for him right now?
You got the Ravens, I think, is big.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to play with Tom Brady. I don't see the Bucs signing him.
No, they already said
2 weapons.
Yeah, they already said that's not gonna happen.
I mean, if you want, I'll take him in Denver. We'll deal with those issues.
But y'all ain't going nowhere though. Is that you said, a contending team? You guys are not contending yet. I feel like the only place I could see him fit right now, and again, I would not even do it because mentally I don't feel like he's right. I feel like he should get right before he even considers come back into the league. I would say Ravens because he has his cousin there. You have a winning system, and I feel like he's already training all of them with the offseason, so the connections, the friendships there. I feel like that would be a good fit, or going back to Pittsburgh. But I know I take that back because Big Ben's still there. Yeah, I'll say Baltimore is the only thing I see right now. You could say
Ravens.
You think I could say maybe 49ers? Maybe 49ers. But that's the only 2 teams. I mean, other than that, I wouldn't see it's worth it for any other team.
No.
Move on to the next, NBA. Now, NBA, hopefully they come back comes back soon. I think they're going to try to target if they do come back before the NFL season because they don't want to compete with NFL.
Yeah.
We're hearing things about them trying to maybe go to Vegas. They're still debating if they should just take a couple weeks before the playoffs or should they just go straight to the playoffs. So there's some things they still have to figure out. But if they come back, who do you have as a favorite? Is your teams that who are favorite in the playoffs changing or?
LA, baby.
Oh my gosh. Well,
listen.
I mean, LeBron has a nice vacation now, so there's no more. Was it cramps or whatever?
That man hasn't missed one game this season. All right.
I was pretty sure he had. Was it load? What's it called?
No, that's Kawhi, man. That's Kawhi getting load management. LeBron is not.
Yo, your boy
management.
started that though.
Okay, listen to this. Listen, this guy is the king. He's already having a phenomenal season, basically an MVP season, and you give this man a couple months rest. Come on, he's gonna come back fully ready. He's gonna dominate even more than he already was. You have AD already. AD is a top 5 player in the league. He's only 26. LeBron and him pick and roll the whole time is kind of unstoppable. I don't see a team that can beat them. I don't.
Against the Clippers. So, listen, the fact that the Clippers, who already seemed like they couldn't get it together, the fact that they have more time to get it together, and I feel like they have better depth than you guys, I feel like that gives them a chance. What'll be interesting to see, though, the Brooklyn Nets, they have time now with KD and Kyrie coming back from injury, so that's a team not to look out for.
KD put out a statement saying he's not going to come back this season no matter what.
Not even if they come back. Oh wow! Not even if they come back. Are they even?
No.
No.
They're in the playoffs right now.
In the playoffs. I don't like.
8th seed.
Yeah. See, I mean, okay, so that knocks them out of it because I don't see Kyrie leading to that team.
No, Kyrie cannot lead any team. You saw in Boston last year.
No. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that. I appreciate that. I feel like it's gonna be between LA Clippers and LA Lakers, and the fact that Paul George has more time to heal and Kawhi has more time. I feel like that's definitely help to their advantage more than Lakers, who had good chemistry at the time. Now they had this break, so we're gonna see. On the other side, we got Boston, we have Toronto, we have Miami Heat, who's been playing great. I feel like this might hurt them because they were kind of rolling on a ball. They had great chemistry, so I think this might hurt them. I feel like the Celtics will be a big game because they can finally get healthy. They hadn't been healthy all season. Toronto. They were on a hot streak, so that can hurt them. And same thing with the Bucks. But I mean, they've been playing together, mostly the same team for years. So I don't feel like it's gonna affect them much. I feel like it's most advantage of this for this whole thing is gonna be for the Clippers, like I said, and the Celtics, because they had guys banged up and not playing. They weren't playing full strength. The fact that they got this much time, I feel like gives them advantage versus then of the Lakers, who had a good chemistry going. Final two, I don't know about the finals. I think it's going to be.
Choose wisely here. Think about what you're going to say.
No, I'll let you go first because I know you're going to have your Lakers in it. Go ahead. You already have your mind. Bucks and Lakers.
Bucks and Lakers. Lakers win it in 6. LeBron Finals MVP per usual.
Like Boston could compete to the Game 7 with either Bucks or Toronto, but what's going to prevent them is because of the lack of bench. So I think it's going to be Clippers. Sorry to you, Lakers. I feel like Clippers are deeper.
LeBron in playoff mode is a completely different LeBron from regular season.
And so is Kawhi. I would take a Kawhi now than LeBron now.
No way.
No, you wouldn't take a. You're telling me you would not take a Kawhi right now who won just won a championship. Who took a team with nobody to a championship. And then versus.
He took a team with Pascal Siakam, the most underrated.
He wasn't like that. He was not like that last year.
He was. And Kyle Lowry is still an all-star.
Not in the playoffs.
Yes, he is. In the Eastern Conference that has no one since LeBron left.
LeBron
did not do anything.
Nah, he didn't do nothing. He hit the game-winning shot.
Oh, yeah, that was such luck. You saw that. Come on now. That fadeaway 3 from the corner falling. Come on.
Look. Clippers, I feel like they just have it. They're a deeper team. I feel like they're better built. Clippers versus I'll go Toronto. What's our next topic?
We have
NBA players under 26. Top 5 players under 26. All right, who do you have?
No, I'm
You
gonna
have
let
Baby
you go.
LeBron in there. People call him Baby LeBron.
You know what? I'm gonna let you go first right now because I got to cool down from your Clippers statement. All right, tell me your top five.
All right, under 26, you have Giannis, obviously number one. He's 25. He's averaging a double-double. He plays both ends, offensively and defensively. He's not just a one-way player, and that's the reason I have Tatum to go number two over Luka. Because Luka is a game changer, a great, amazing player offensively, but defensively, he struggled. He has a lot left to be desired. He's not a two-way player. The only thing I feel like why you can argue against Tatum with two is consistency. But the thing is, what's hard about that? He's on a team with other stars where Luka is the main guy on his team, and it's been like that.
Kristaps.
Huh?
Just Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not over Luka, and Kristaps Porzingis was hurt most in the beginning, so Luka kind of took control of that team. Where Tatum has to kind of fight for the first spot. I'll put Tatum number two, but it's close. I would like to see more consistency, and I feel like he's for sure number two. Luka number three. Number four, I'll either say, just because of defense, like I said, you got to have both sides of the ball. I would say Ben Simmons, even though he's so limited with his shooting, he can still make plays for other players. He can create offense. I feel like if Devon Mitchell can take that next step offensively, I feel like he can bump Ben Simmons down. And number five, this is tough. You have Kat, you have Zion, you have Devon Mitchell, you have Booker. But playing right now, how they're playing, I would have to put Trey, who's breaking records or on the way to break records, above those at number five currently. Zion can easily, when he continues to develop, I mean, he just came to the league. If he continues and show like this is not just a fluke, or not a fluke, but there's no rookie wall. He can continue to do this. I feel like you can put him definitely up there. But I want to see more than just half a season.
Yeah, Zion shouldn't be considered in top five right now.
No.
I don't even think he'd be considered in top 10. He really he's played half a season.
I'll leave my list. My list is those top five. I have Giannis, Tatum, Luka, Ben Simmons, and then Trae Young. Who do you have?
All right. Well, I have Giannis at one. I think you have to have that. I mean, won MVP last year. He's on way to win another MVP this year. He'll lead the Bucks to the finals just to lose to LeBron, but it's okay. You know, he can lose to the Kings. It's an accomplishment.
Like I said, I don't know if he has enough. I don't think he has enough.
He can do it. And then number two, I have Ben Simmons. Despite his offensive ability, he is a 6'7" point guard that can't be covered. That man is amazing defensively, and he's a beast offensively. And then once he gets that shot, I mean, he's starting to hit shots now. He can hit mid-range, he can hit fadeaways, but once he gets that three down, he's going to be a complete force that no one's going to want to mess with.
Okay.
Then three, I have my boy Luka. You know, he is great. That man is in consideration.
Player. Yeah.
He was in consideration for MVP last season while he was in consideration for Rookie of the Year. All right, and Luka Doncic, I feel like it's kind of, you have to have him. That man's amazing. He's a great player. He's a great length. He's a great body build. He can play multiple positions. He can diamond the ball ridiculously. For a center, that's kind of ridiculous. Then you got your three-point shot there. He can drive in.
Yeah.
He's defensive. I mean.
He fell off a little bit this season versus last season. That's why, like, in Trey's just having a great season, but he's definitely number 6 fighting for that 5 spot for me. Just because he's so he's just a different type of player. But go on with your list.
Because I'm like, Karl-Anthony Towns is not. He had a great first season, and he just fell off. He has no drive in him. He's
and it's
not
defensively.
there.
Defensively, is just a lot. There's a lot to be desired.
Yeah. And then 5, I have Donovan Mitchell from Utah.
Yeah.
He has developed himself in the league. He's proven he's staying. He just keeps getting better every single year. And the fact that they have a Mike Conley over there to help him out, so he can play his shoot guard position, not the point guard. He's averaging way more than he had last season. And on defensive end, he's energetic. He's always going after it. And he's a great defensive player and offensive all around. He just needs better supporting cast.
Now, you think he's better than Tatum, who has...
Oh, 100%. Tatum just started proving himself this year.
He's been
proving himself.
He hasn't been a number 1 guy, and he's still putting up just as much points as Devon Mitchell. And Tatum
is the number 1 guy on that team.
No, he's not before last season. Not with Kyrie, and this season he's just starting to become the number one guy. Now, also he's ranked, I think, top 10. Yeah, he is right, number 9 on defense for defensive leaders in the league by NBA.com. So he's a better defender than Devon Mitchell. He's putting on better offensive stats without being a number one guy with more talent on his team than Devon Mitchell. I have to put him above Devon Mitchell.
I can't do it. Tatum is the number one guy in the Celtics right now. No matter what anyone says, Kemba's not the number one guy. Hayward's not the number one guy. It's Jason Tatum.
So why is he not above Mitchell? Give me a reason.
Donovan's been proving himself for the past couple of years. Tatum just started proving himself after a year of development. Donovan came straight in the league and was a star. Tatum had to take time.
His first year, he brought the team to the playoffs. He was the main scorer when Kyrie and Hayward was out. You never his dunk on LeBron? I know you would never his dunk on LeBron.
Dude, that doesn't matter. Look at the rings. Look at the rings.
I think that's hurting your judgment. I think that's what's going on. You're still hurt.
Nothing.
You're still hurt.
If he was that good, he could have beat LeBron by himself when LeBron had no one in Cleveland.
No, he's not.
Absolutely no one.
Devon Mitchell can't do that.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell has no one else on his team.
My point. He's the main. Exactly my point. Devon Mitchell's the main scorer. He's the main source for the team because they have no other options. Where Jason Tatum has to share the ball and share. Like he can't just be the main star.
Tatum does not have to share the ball. If he wants to, he can score.
Not on a Brad Stevens. Not a Brad Stevens team and that much talent. You're gonna have problems. That's what's the problem. Kyrie was hogging the ball last season. You have to share the ball. But okay, so you have him. And then you left off Trey too. Why don't you think Trey?
He just started proving himself again this year. I mean,
he's only second year. He had a great rookie.
Exactly. Yeah, but I don't have him in top 5. There's people that have been developing in the league, and maybe he's number 8 or 9. I don't have him in top 5 though. Is
it just so? Is this proof about you? Is this proof like you just want more years?
Yeah, you need consistency.
But then you have Luka. And people could say Luka and Trey's been they've been back and forth since the second half of last season.
Luka's been doing numbers that vets are doing. Like Luka looks like a vet right now. And he did it the first season, he did it the whole season. Trae Young did it towards the second half of the season.
Okay.
Luka did it the whole first season, nonstop, same stats. Trae sucked in the first half, and then second half he pulled through. And now he's doing it, but Luka's been consistently doing it.
We're taking questions from our viewers. And Brian Holler asked early in the week, what do you feel about the new NFL playoff format? For those who don't know, they extended the playoff format. And I believe they extended to how many teams now in the playoffs? It's
7, and they cut the wild card.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this new format?
I like it. I mean, I really don't see a big difference from just cutting the wild card and just throwing them straight in the playoffs. I kind of like the wild card idea. Kind of like fighting for it, but I do like this as well. It's kind of something new. You have to try it out. I don't know how it's going to work. It'll give more teams opportunities to beat teams that they think they could, and it'll add some funky matchups. But I think, in overall, we'll see this year. I think it might work.
Now, were you watching those NFL wildcard games? Like, were you really into it, or weren't you waiting for the Ravens or the Kansas City?
Yeah, I was into the wildcard games. I mean, they have to fight to get into the playoffs, so those teams were dogging it out, no matter who it was. And sometimes the Patriots were in the wild card. Like, you got to think about that. Yes, don't even make that face.
that one season.
Fight back from the wild card. The Titans did it.
Yeah, but I mean that was
struck through.
But we never really thought they were going to go all the way. I mean,
but you don't think anyone in the wild card can go all the way, and that's the thing that puts that in their mind.
Yeah, I have to say I don't agree with you. I don't really love this because I feel like you had a perfect system in place and now you're messing with it. It was competitive where teams like you have to win. Some teams you have to win that last 2 games. I mean, make it competitive all the way through. Now you open up the window more, and I feel like you're getting less competitive. And some teams that are like 8-8 who don't really belong there, like Dallas Cowboys, shots fired, don't belong there because I mean they haven't played great. They haven't played great all season. I mean, I feel like you had a perfect thing. Why mess it up?
It's new generation. Everything's adapting. You gotta try new things.
And it's interesting too because a lot of players voted no, but it was a small. You're talking about 50. I think it was a 51.9%.
Yeah.
Mean yes. So I mean, not all the players love it either. We'll see how it works out. Next subject. What questions did you have over there?
This question comes from Chase Lanuette off Twitter. And he asked, will the Dolphins trade up for Joe Burrow or stick with the pick for Tua?
See, I think this is a whole. But if they want to trade up for him, I feel like obviously yes, they have 3 draft picks. I think it's about if Cincinnati would make that trade. I mean, Cincinnati, unless I could see why. I mean, 3 draft first round picks is great, but I feel like we were saying earlier, Joe Burrow is a sure thing. Like he's gonna be that he's a franchise quarterback with Tua has questions. So you're taking that risk of a first sure thing franchise quarterback to a quarterback that has potential to be a franchise, but he has questions. And plus on top of it, Joe Burrow's from Ohio. I mean, there's that connection. I don't see them taking that deal, even if it's for 3 first round picks. I don't see it. I mean, it's a deep draft. Some of the things they need, like wide tackle off, they got the first pick in the second round. I don't see them making that trade. I think they're in love with Joe Burrow for good reasons, and I don't see them making that trade.
I don't see the Dolphins even attempting to trade for Joe Burrow, considering they have the 5th pick, the 18th pick, and the 26th pick. You can get a quarterback in any one of those positions. There's a lot of first-round quarterbacks that they can take. If they want Tua, they can take Tua.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. But then those other 2 picks are going to be big, whereas the Bengals only have that one. They have Joe Burrow. They can't draft other pieces to, like, build around them.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the Dolphins have the opportunity to get Tua and say, hey, would you want Jerry Jeudy back over here to play with us?
Yeah.
Would you want Henry Ruggs to come over here and play with us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can ask him, like, to pick players he needs to help him out.
And that's the thing with both teams, because this is what makes the argument, is that they both have a lot of holes to fill. And that multiple first-round picks helps you fill that role. But I would not give up a for sure thing for a questionable thing. Now, the Miami, it's interesting to see if we believe all the smoke right now, if they're interested in Tua, are they backing off Tua, are they looking at Herbert, what's going on? I mean, they were looking at Tua all last season. They loved Tua until injuries and everything happened. So they'll see if they still feel the same way. But like you were saying before, if they can get an O-lineman and get a wide receiver for him.
Yeah.
They also, I know they have some needs at safety. But if they can definitely fill some holes there, I feel like they're better off than trading the whole chest for a franchise QB when they don't have the pieces, the offensive line or anything in place to help them.
Yep, exactly.
All right,
and
so
we have one more question coming from Ian Rodriguez, a diehard Vikings fan. He wants to know, what's the chance of the Vikings making it all the way this season?
About the chance of me winning the lottery. No, honestly, I wouldn't say it's that bad. I got to say, I mean, we talked about our rankings before. Seattle's ahead of them. We had San Francisco ahead of them. New Orleans is ahead of them. I made the argument Buccaneers are ahead of them, or around the same level. And you can make the argument about the Packers. Again, with the same thing with the Packers, though, consistency, they just traded away the best wide receiver. You can see in the draft, they bring anybody in. They're trying to trade away Harris, the star safety, for some reason. They haven't really done anything to really, I'll say, improve where they were last season. They haven't really changed their level. They actually got worse, and they weren't even in the finals last season. So, I mean, I would say don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up, buddy. You will be in the playoffs, but I would think of maybe a second-round exit is probably most likely than going all the way to Super Bowl.
First-round exit for me.
First-round exit?
Sorry, Ian.
I feel like it's fair. Ian, you can send him hate mail. Thank you guys for tuning in to Locked In. Leave us comments below if you have anything you would like to ask us, or if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Also, subscribe, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week. Or actually later on this week, we're doing an NFL mock draft.
Mock draft, be there.
Mock draft, first round. You won't want to miss it. All right, see you guys soon.